Hi guys, I'm Jamie and this is my hot button behavior plan. We're going to start with my personal code of ethics. So, we will strive to be knowledgeable and well informed in regards to early childhood care and education through continued education and training. Two, we will care for students' emotional and social growth by learning about family values, cultures, and backgrounds throughout the school year. We will ensure equity within the classroom in regards to student opportunity, care, resources, and support. We will prioritize student safety emotionally, physically, and socially by creating classrooms and lessons that reflect both CDC milestones and Head Start Early Learning Outcomes Framework. Next up, we have child rights in my classroom. So the first one is the respect and celebration of personal backgrounds such as race, religion, gender, ethnicity, etc. Number two, children have the right to freedom to share their thoughts freely. Number three, children have the right to outside resources and accommodation in regards to emotional, physical, educational, and financial support. And number four, children have the right to privacy as long as it does not affect the child's safety and well being. So, my first hot button topic is shouting. This one makes me feel frustrated. In terms of the impact and feelings, I typically whisper so that children are forced to lower their volume to understand me, or I will walk away until they can use their inside voices. Students tend to be more respectful after I whisper and more mindful of their own volume. In terms of the impact on the family, I feel as though parents are pretty receptive when we talk about volume in the classroom and my reaction to shouting. Our next hot button topic is hitting. This one makes me feel sad. So I will separate them from their peers and myself, typically in a quiet area like the library or the reading area. I will then talk to them about their behaviors once I'm confident that they are no longer aggressive. They are initially upset, but I feel as though talking to them one on one builds our relationship and allows for them to be honest and open with me. In terms of the family impact, some parents don't like it when their child is separated from a group, and this may cause issues with the parents or teachers' relationship. But I do think that when it comes to hitting or physical things within the classroom, it's important to prioritize safety. So, my next hot button topic is not listening during directions, and this mostly just annoys me. So, typically, in regards to my feelings, I'll take away something that they enjoy, like free time or outside play, as a reminder to listen in the classroom. This normally upsets students and hinders the relationship. In terms of family, some parents do not like that their child is being held responsible for their actions, or it's too harsh to take something away from them. This does hinder the parent teacher relationship, but it typically is what is best at getting the point across to students that we need to listen in the classroom. So, for hot button management before, I think the first thing that is important to do is to create boundaries and expectations early on in the school year. This allows for children to know what is expected of them in the classroom during different day parts. And it also creates consistency so that the child doesn't feel overwhelmed or anxious. Number two, to promote positive praise in the classroom and encourage desired behaviors. Making sure we're using that positive behavioral praise allows for children to have a sense of accomplishment within the classroom. And it also creates incentive to have these more positive behaviors when they're at school. And the last one is to zone classrooms according to student needs. So this is a great way to make sure that students are demonstrating the correct behaviors for the different areas of the classroom. So they may be able to run and jump outside, but maybe not inside. So making sure we're zoning correctly so that students feel confident in their little areas. So during these hot button situations, I think it's first important to reframe the child's behavior and ask yourself what they may be trying to tell you in the moment. This is a great way to redirect your perspective and really put the child at the forefront of the issue. Number two, pause to take a deep breath. It's okay to collect yourself. to create more separation between your emotions and the task at hand. And number three is to use positive or supportive language in your head while you're in these situations, such as I got this or I will find a solution. It's important to remain positive, especially when we're working with troubled students. The last one is after. So, first, it's important to connect with a mentor or a colleague to gain perspective. A lot of times, it's nice to have somebody to look back at the situation and help use it as a learning opportunity. Number two, it's important to find positive ways to reconnect with the student and use those challenging moments to strengthen the student teacher relationship. Number three, it's important to take time to breathe and calm down after situations to gain clarity on what happened and why. This makes it easier to reflect on what is going on and how we can fix it for the future. So, for my reflection, during this course, I have learned that challenging behaviors are often a call for help from a distressed child. One of the most important tools in an educator's toolbox is the ability to reframe a situation and see it from multiple perspectives, whether dealing with a student, parent, colleague, or administration. In regards to children in particular, I have learned that behaviors we see in the classroom are often reactions of something unrelated to their school setting. As an educator, seeking to understand by building relationships with families, learning about student culture, values, etc., and prioritizing equity within the classroom are some of the best ways to identify the root of challenging behavior and the first step towards correcting it. My opinion of the caregiver role and responsibilities has not changed. I still believe that the relationship between caregivers and educators is directly linked to a child's success in the classroom. If anything, I now better understand how lack of transparency and communication from either a caregiver or an educator can hinder the educational experience and impact the educational trajectory of a student. This is my letter to teachers. Dear teachers, there will be many times in the classroom when you feel overwhelmed, frustrated, and exhausted as a result of troublemakers. It is in these times that we scramble to find resources to help us maintain not only the peace of our classroom, but our peace of mind. One of the most helpful perspectives I have found is that of Clara Shalaby's Troublemakers, Lessons in Freedom from Young Children at School. In this book, I have found that in addressing challenging behaviors, it is imperative as an educator to reflect on what the child is trying to tell you. Many times, students don't have the emotional capacity to communicate what they are going through. In these cases, educators must look deeper into the child's challenging behavior to find a solution rather than simply labeling them as a troublemaker. And these are my references. Thanks, guys.